very good morning to you and welcome to the maiden edition of the Renewed Hope Hour on Flow 94.9 FM. And this particular program is your weekly deep dive into the impact of the administration of President Bola Tinubu. We break down Mr. President's agenda and policies driving dependable economy and prosperity for every Nigerian. And also in the Southeast and Abia states, the Golden State. Numbers, they do say, sometimes do not lie. And here, we interrogate the real issues behind governance, taking a closer look at key developments, including in Abia State, from facts to insights, from policies to the people. We keep the information very clear and straightforward on Renewed Hope Hour on Flow 94.9 FM. And in case you do not know, this particular program is also an APC powered program and also powered by the chieftains of the APC. Honorable Hope Uzadimma, Chairman Director General, Renewed Hope Ambassadors, and as well as Henry Iko, Abia State Coordinator, and he's also the former Minister of Science and Technology. So these are the individuals that power this particular program. And this morning, this is the first edition of the program. And we are set this morning to look at the agendas of President Bola Tinubu with a special focus on the issue of the Renewed Hope agenda and its policies, how it affects the people, and with a special focus on the Southeast and Abia State generally. My name is Frank Chukwemeka. Good morning to you and welcome to the program. And this morning with me in the studio, I have the coordinator of Renewed Hope Ambassadors in the person of Engineer Njoku Moses Chuks. He's also the coordinator of the Renewed Hope Ambassadors of Isialangwa North. Good to have you join us this morning on the program.
Thank you very much, great Abians.
Good to have you with us in the studio. So I would want us to start this discussion from a very perspective that a lot of persons might understand while others do not. So for listeners who may not fully understand it, can you explain what really this Renewed Hope and agenda really stands for?
Well, thank you very much. My name's Njoku Moses Chuks, Coordinator, Renewed Hope Ambassador, Isialangwa North Local Government. Well, Renewed Hope Ambassador is an organization orchestrated by the leaders in this progressive family of APC nationwide. And this organization is there to introduce to the people on what policies, on the basic policies of Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, whose interest is to see that the basic Nigerians, total Nigerians, benefit from the what we have as from the government of the day. Considering where we are coming from in the past years, where few people will come together, gang up, and come up with a conduit pipe declaring that we have a subsidy. But His Excellency Mr. President moved boldly to state that there is nothing like a subsidy and remove it so that we, the Nigerians, will have enough money to make sure we will be able to take care of the infrastructure facilities and guarantee to all Nigerians the security and welfare of everybody. So that is why the Renewed Hope Ambassadors are there to educate the Nigerians, mostly Abians, on the focus, missions, and visions of Mr. President. And all are focused on giving to Nigerians the yearning request for good governance at all levels.
All right, you made mention of educating the people and informing the people of this particular agenda. But I want to go back a little, if you have that information, to let us know what exactly informed that particular tag, Renewed Hope. Because we've always heard it before from one government to the other, but at the state and the local level where they have a particular tag to what they want to do. What really informed the idea for Renewed Hope?
What really informed that is that the economy of the country have gotten to the cul-de-sac where almost everything have finished. There is no hope for anybody in Nigeria again. No judicial hope, no security hope, where people are killed in thousands, where kidnapping is the order of the day. If you go to east, if you go to west, if you go to all part of Nigeria, the north, the order of the day is, the everyday news is killed, massacred. But today, the reverse is the case. We are no longer having it the way we used to have it. Crime have been minimized to the highest, to the barest minimum, and our people can now go about their business, lawful business, and come back safely. Yes, there are elements of crime from one pocket of point to other, but it cannot be compared with what we had in the last administration.
Okay, now you're already on the parts of comparison. I would want to also let you explain to us what exactly is the difference between this renewed hope to some other slogans that we've heard in the past in this country.
Renewed hope stands straight as a government. Our policies coming up with a government that is focused to take care of the people, to reignite and re-engineer the process of governance. What is found so difficult to be done is now being done in this government. Caring for the people, bringing governance to the last person, making sure that there is total security for everybody in Nigeria, providing for basic amenities. Mostly today, students can go to school, access loan. If you don't have money, you can now access loan, courtesy of the policy of this government. And before, there was no hope for a downtrodden person in the society. But today, if you don't have money to go to school, mostly at the tertiary level, automatically you will access the loan and you have the wherewithal to go to school. In the area of small scale business, they are also available through the Bank of Industry and some other industry financial institutions made money available so that people can now have access to loan to do their business. So many things have been taken care of. You can now see there is always Southeast Road, Northeast Road, and all the rest of them. There will be news of those roads. They are going to do it. They have paid for it. But today, if you are traveling from Onitsha, from Enugu to Onitsha, there is access road now. If you are traveling there is East-West Road is almost completed. The issue of coastal rail, coastal highway have never been in existence in Nigeria, but today in all part of the coastal line have been receiving attention, and very soon people will start applying those rules.
Okay.
So those in agriculture, massive attention have been given to agriculture. And cost of produce are now being reduced. Like the cost of garri and some other farm produce were so high, but this government have looked for a way to make sure that we will have enough grains to make sure that all of us benefit from this.
Okay. All right. So I was about saying that we're going to get to the point where we're going to dissect this particular discussion from different perspectives. But I want us to look at the issue of implementations. You've made mention of some, and I don't know if there's anyone that you left out. I'm talking about what exactly are the key pillars of this Renewed Hope agenda? Is it focused on insecurity, improving it? Is it focused on education? Is it focused on infrastructure? Is it focused on transforming the economy of this country? Or all of these are all embedded in the idea of the Renewed Hope?
What you have mentioned are simply embedded in this government. The Renewed Hope agenda is focused fully on giving to the least, creating a room for middle class, giving opportunity for everybody to participate in governance, most especially decentralization of powers, giving enough money to other units of government to function effectively, making sure that every part of every organ of government perform its duties as expected defined by the government, by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This government is obedient to the rules of laws and is focusing its powers on making sure that the welfare of every Nigerian is being taken care of.
All right, so but would you say, from all that you just said, would you say that these particular policies of President Bola Tinubu have truly started affecting the lives of Nigerians in a positive way?
Yes, it has.
In what areas?
One, like what I told you, that if you go to a market today, the cost of gari, rice, used to be, the cost of a bag of rice was around 80, 90 to 100 and something thousand. But today you get rice at 53, 54,000 naira a bag of rice. The difference is there. If you are talking about rice, so many grains, their costs have been reduced. Courtesy of the economic re-engineering process of the economy of this country. Another area you will now start be discussing is when chunk of money is being given to governors to ensure that dividends of the democracy get to the grassroots in different states and local government. What do the governors do with the money? That is where there is a problem in this government. But the federal government have placed its own part, stipulates so many things to be done. We used to have strike. Universities every 6 months, 3 months will go on strike. Today, federal universities, including some of the state universities, don't go to strike because the government have met the basic needs of the institutions in Nigeria, academic institutions in Nigeria. So nobody can.
We wouldn't say it is totally out of the conversation, because recently some of them were actually threatening to go on strike for issue of payment. But I would want to take you back a little to some of the things that you pointed out, which is centered on how these particular policies of President Bola Tinubu is affecting the people, because even the president himself acknowledged that the impact of these policies, Nigerians are not feeling it, and truly at this point that there is some level of pain that the people will have to go through for this transformation to completely transform the country. But my question now is, what exactly is this administration doing, the one that you are representing, to make sure that this impact of pain does not last for too long before Nigerians will start enjoying the dividends of all of these policies?
Definitely, the removal of fuel subsidy, which is a difficult task for any president or a leader to do, have been there, and the intention is to use the resources to recover most of the things we have lost, like moribund industries. States have been giving money to make sure that they get those industries back on track and create enabling environment for employment. So it now lies on them to make sure those things are being done. Then the ones that are due for the federal government to take care of, they have done it, and we are expecting good results. Assessing the macro part of the economy to develop a place, to redesign the system, the government is doing everything possible to make sure that every Nigerian get what is due for him.
Okay.
Not sharing cake, but creating an enabling environment for development. So before you build a house, you design it, you also mold the block. So the process is coming, and less than no time, everybody will start benefiting. So the stress we are passing today is that you must design a house, mold the block, plan it, get it done before painting, and people can pack in.
Moving. Okay.
So what we are assuring Nigerians today is that in less than no time, the system will be taken care of. But we are appealing to the governors who have been given an enormous support and powers to cushion some level of challenges the people have in terms of transportation, in terms of giving token to the people to make sure that they will be able to see something to eat as we are passing through the hard time.
Okay.
And the mechanism we are using is just to get the ball rolling at a time the field will be open and every player will be part of the system.
Right. What during your last explanation, you made mention of how this policies is looking out for small business owners, large business owners. But I want you to probably elaborate on it a little. How these policies have affected small business owners in this country, the traders, ordinary Nigerians in the streets. How these policies is also going to affect them directly, so that at the end of the day, it will be a collective benefit of the people.
Well, the policy, like as I told you, in economy, you have the macro and micro economy.
Yeah.
So, and these are the things people have not come to understand. That on the process of macro, the micro will be feeling some part of it. But when we get out of the macro part of it and enter the micro, everybody, the system will re-engineer itself. And for now, it is still on that process, and we are leaving that stage as soon as possible. And the people, for the people to have the impact, they are having access to so many things, like having access to loan through soft loan. The government have asked the banks to give opportunity for people. The bottleneck to access money have been reduced, and the microfinance bank have been energized to make sure that they assist loans. The Bank of Industry and some other financial institutions have been given the mandate to increase their chances of, or the opportunity to grant some level of loan, so that the small business communities or industries will start flourishing well. While we don't give, and they have asked them on the level of interest loan. So the government is also working hard, and have been preparing for opportunity for interest-free loan to the business communities. Okay. As far as you are registered, your company is registered, you can have access to loan. The government have given such opportunity for the small-scale industries.
All right. In the course of this discussion, you've made mention of some infrastructure projects of this administration across the country. You made mention of the rail line. You made mention of roads, infrastructure, among others. But I want to bring it down home. In the Southeast, our people would ask, how has this policy of President Bola Tinubu and the Renewed Hope, what level of infrastructure development has it brought down to the Southeast?
Well, we have not had this before. If you are passing from Owerri to Abia, going through, passing through Oba Junction, you said the road from Owerri down to Abia is now accessible. It's not like before. The road from Onitsha, from Enugu to Onitsha, is now, you cannot access it. If you are now, there is a very serious construction going from Abomege, from we call it Afipo, Ndibe Beach, crossing to Cross River. They are working hard from Abomege to Cross River. They are working there day and night to make sure that we have access with Cross River State. We have all corners in all parts of the Southeast are facing construction. Now the president have also, for the Southeasterners to manage their case on their own, he has also created the Southeast Development Commission, where a chunk of money have been budgeted for, so that all the needs of the Southeast people will be taken care of.
Okay.
So what the people are facing today remains what will benefit them. The Southeast have not had it at this level before. Today, when we have a deputy speaker of the House of Rep in political aspect of it, and he has a lot of access to attract a lot of dividends of democracy. Omonoko Bridge is an issue of the federal government. The road moving from Omoahia to Ekotebeni is ongoing, courtesy of the federal government in collaboration with the state government.
But you remember in the last governor's media chat, he did make mention of the fact that some of these federal roads embarked upon by the state government, that the federal government do not reimburse based on a new policy on ground.
It is not true. It is not true. He should be able to, before you even start the program, you must have an understanding with the president or the leadership of the federal government.
Are you saying that at the end of the day, the federal government is going to also reimburse the states?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. I was also going to ask you how, the level of federal infrastructure going on in Abia State. You already made mention of the Omenuko Bridge, which is still serious debates, and then even the Ikotekpeden Road. Is there any other federal projects ongoing at this point in Abia State, probably not in collaboration with the state government?
Well, the government, the president have structured things where the chain of command in the principles of good governance have channeled so many things through the governors, so that he will not have overbearing in the system and for easy supervision of projects. So he doesn't need to be coming state to state. Let the governors take care of those things, and he is doing everything within his reach to make sure that they are properly funded.
Okay.
And the money they are receiving now is more than 10 times beyond what they used to give. They are considering those things, those federal presence, the federal institutions and infrastructures, and give those resources to them.
Okay. So where do you stand in this debate where, the conversation comes up and then people are being asked that the president should be given some level of credit with the development going on in different states across the country?
Absolutely.
Where is your position in that debate?
My position is that the president should be given the credit, because the president also has the total right or the executive right to give to the states what he think that will be enough for them. But
you think that's true because the constitution of this country stipulates a certain percentage of what the federal government generates as to what goes to a state. So if the funds coming into the federal pockets increases, the certain amount that should go to different states would also increase. It's constitutional that the president should release these funds, and it's not within his discretion to hold it or release it.
It is in the discretion of the president.
Constitutionally?
Yes, because he has executive powers, and he can also invoke the executive powers or the order to make sure that he does things the way he wants. But ordinarily, the president is fair to all mankind and to all leaders in Nigeria. He is interested to see that everybody receive what is absolutely due for them and care for more, so that there will be excess and surplus opportunity to open up Nigeria the way he feel and most Nigerians feel it should
be. Okay. All right. So now we just finished the discussion around the economy and how this policy of the president is, transforming the economy of the country, whether the transformation has already been seen or is something that is going to happen in the nearest future. I want to talk about the impact of these policies and the agendas of the renewed hope on Nigerian youths. How would you say that the Nigerian youths have been included in this agenda?
The purpose of removal of the fuel subsidy is because of the empowerment of Nigerian youths. That is the reason, the cardinal reason for removal of the fuel subsidy. Seeing the Nigerian youth on the street every day was a pain to the president, and he said he must remove it. I'm believing by bringing the resources to the states, decentralizing powers, that this will lead to alleviate poverty to a very large extent, giving the youth the opportunity to participate in governance and give them the opportunity to take care of so many things they can do to develop the country. It is only because if you build the youth, you build a nation. He believed that building the youth will help to bring Nigeria, the largest concentration of the blacks in Africa, where it's supposed to be, to compete with others in the world economy. And the only way he can do that is by enhancing or giving the youth the opportunity to participate, to also have access, unlimited access to funds, so that they can exercise their ingenuity before the world.
Okay. All right, so I don't know if you can probably point out a few of how, some of these particular policies that have actually targeted Nigerian youths, but I would want you to focus it in the Southeast and also in Abia State, in as much as it also covers across the country, how these certain policies within the Renewed Hope agenda has affected the lives of Nigerian youths directly, like a special focused policies for them.
Yes, the focused policy before the creation of Southeast Development Commission, there is a certain idea conceived by the leaders, mostly by the president, that Southeast Development Commission is there to take care of so many issues. One, having enough money to create opportunity for the youth, looking at the industry that are moribund to bring them back to functional status. Again, giving the youth the enabling scientific opportunity to recreate and re-engineer the process of development of Southeast, which it will cost a lot of money. And the proposal have been made, and we are expecting the release of the funds so that those things will take off. If the president succeed in making sure that the Southeast have returned their industries back, get the students to have a technical institutions, empowering them with knowledge of art and science, that is the time you will now understand that the tangible and intangible effort of this government cannot be overemphasized, because it means well to every Nigerian, mostly the Southeast youth.
Okay. All right, so you're still listening to Renewed Hope Hour on Flow 94.9 FM, where we look at the agendas of President Bola Tinubu and the motive behind the Renewed Hope agenda, how it affects Nigerians, and also it impacts generally in our economy and the lives of every Nigerian. So at this point, we're due for a break. Just in a few minutes, we'll be back to continue this very discussion. And once we turn on the microphone again, we're going to focus on accountability and expectations of Nigerians as it has to do with the renewed hope and the policies of President Bola Tinubu. To stay with us. It's good to have you still there on the other side listening to Renewed Hope Hour on Flow 94.9 FM. Like I said at the beginning, this is the maiden edition of the program, focused on analyzing and breaking down the agendas of President Bola Tinubu and the ideas behind the Renewed Hope agenda. That's basically what the program is all about. And then, like I said, once we turn on the microphone again, we're going to look at accountability across the country, and also as it has to do with the Renewed Hope agenda, the issue of accountability within it. Now, I would want us to go back to a conversation that we've had at the course of this very discussion, which is on the impact of this Renewed Hope agenda in Abia State, right? With a special focus on projects going on in the state, both in collaboration with the state government and also a certain private projects by the federal government. So my question here is, do you think there are some high level of transparency between both parties, the state government and the federal government, in terms of federal projects going on in the states?
In all honesty, there is no level of transparency. We have come so far as the people and ask, how much do we receive from the federal government? How much do we receive from the donor agencies? And comparing them with what we have seen on ground, can the leadership of the states, irrespective of what is on ground, the political parties one belong to, come down and explain, we received 10 naira, 10 kobo, or whatever, and this is what we have done with this money. You cannot commiserate with what we have received from the federal government and what we can see on ground. We have also requested, from what we have received, explain to the people how you spend this money. Nobody have been able to answer us those questions. There is no level of accountability in the system. We have not been able to see, and we have not been able to experience from the leadership of the state, not only Abia and other states. Like if you go to Imo State, the governor pay minimum wage 100,000 naira. You are in Abia. We know what they pay in Abia is less than that. Now, recently, the workers are also complaining that they are, even the one accepted to pay, they are removing money from it. Have you been able to explain to Abians why removing money from their salaries? Is it tax? What is the percentage of tax? Make it clear to the people. We are not against the governor. We are not speaking against him. But what we are asking for is, this is what has been given to you in trust for all of us, to us.
But these discrepancies that you mentioned, don't you think that, or maybe do you think that it is happening because of the wage bill of the states when compared to others? And also what the state government is claiming to have met on ground, which is very, very expensive to cover up and also add up to what their administration is also putting in place. Do you feel like it's part of the reasons that you are pointing towards this issue of lack of accountability, and also looking at what is coming into what projects are on ground for you? You say it's not measuring up at all. You feel like the wage bill that they met and the wage bill of the states on ground, and also some other issues that they pointed out, could be the reason why all of these are happening?
It will not be. It cannot be. If that is the reason, come up and explain it. That is part of the accountability. If you say that the wage bill you met when you come into government, like others also had wage bill, so, and they were able to clear their arrears, like they cleared, Dr. Kezi Bazu, the former governor of Abia State, cleared the arrears he had and continued with the government. And we know what he was earning. And today, we know what the government of today is earning. Come out and explain to the Abians what you have done with the money, the cost of a kilometer road. Will you tell me, irrespective of what is going on today, that the road, heading to Bend the road, not Bend, on Afia Road, a kilometer is 4.something billion naira a kilometer. Asphalt is being produced in Nigeria. The sand is being produced in Nigeria. Do we use dollar to buy them again? All the whole basic material for development of roads are all Nigerian products.
Okay, now let's leave the conversation generally within Abia. Let's focus on your own local government, Isialangwa North, where you are the coordinator of Renewed Hope, right?
Yeah.
What would you say is the level of development in your own area?
Well, if you talk about health, because when you talk about development, you start from one point. We said from health. There is one health center in my village, which the women of my village, Ami says Yamantaya, built. After building the village, the health center, all of a sudden we saw that the roof had been removed, the paint had been changed. Okay, they now painted it a government color, claiming that it is the government of the day that did it. That project is the project of the women of Eziamantaya, not the project of Abia State. No, that is in health. And do we have a functional? We have in Ugualangwa, we have General Hospital. What is the level of development in that Ugualangwa General Hospital? Have it been developed? Have it been improved? What is going on there? Nothing. You talk about education. I don't know the schools that have been redesigned and redeveloped. If one can state it, let you come and show me. You talk about road infrastructure. From Iseketa, from Eastern South, to Obikabia, close to the local government. Yes, there is a road going on there. They have finished during that road. I don't know of another road. Then come to Ntega. There is a road from St. Jude. They are now putting the gutter. I know it is ramp project. It's a World Bank project. And I can count as many as them that are World Bank projects.
So are you saying that clearly in a very short response that the level of state government presence in your local government is not to the point where you want it to be?
If there is any, let them show me. We are all alive.
Okay. All right, so let's leave Abia State at this point. So let's look at your political party, the APC. Recently, you guys did your convention. And then, for political observers, they say that it is quite, one of the peaceful that we've had so far in terms of conventions in this country. But the question now is, how do you think that your political party, the APC, will be able to sustain this level of coordination that we saw at that convention?
The Progressive Party, All Progressive Party, remain the most peaceful political party in Nigeria, if not in Africa as a whole. The convention was successful. Leaders emerged, no litigation from any point, and everybody is absolutely happy with the development so far. And with this, there is no way from councillor to chairman to State House of Assembly to House of Reps, Senate, Governor, the president, APC will not clear all the whole seats. At least more than 75 to 80% of votes in Nigeria will go to APC.
Because of how coordinated the convention was.
Yes, we are preaching the gospel of peace. We are preaching.
This morning, I don't know what your final take is to Abians. As far as the Renewed Hope agenda is concerned, the misunderstanding and the gray areas that you probably want to clear for Abians to understand properly what the Renewed Hope agenda is and how it is a policy that is meant for the betterment of Nigerians.
Oh my God, people of Abia, at this point, I want you to understand that the Renewed ambassadors and the Renewed agenda is there to change a lot of things and to re-engineer the political process of development in Nigeria. The economic development of Nigeria is going to have a new look and wear a new clothes. The nucleus of political ideology have been re-ignited from point one to the next point, and supporting what the president have done when he received 4,000 and some fractions of votes from Abia State in 2023. Now the Abians are going to give him maximum support. We are expecting 99.9% of the vote of the people of Abia. As we galvanize support, as we ask you to come and vote for him, expect the best from him. That all the multiple industries, all we need, the number of appointments, everything we need to make sure that Abia develop, Abia get the best. And for us to connect to center, we must vote for APC all the way, from the House of Assembly to House of Reps to Senate, Governor, and the President must be all APC, so that we will connect direct to the center and make sure that the dividend of democracy will come to us the way it's supposed to be. We will no longer continue with the regional government again. We are going to run a government of unity, a government of prosperity, a government of justice, a government of fairness to all mankind. The middle class will have their way. The people will have a say in governance of Abia and Nigeria at large.
Okay.
Thank you, and thank you very much.
All right. In as much as you've said the thank you, I don't want to leave any message hanging. Someone actually sent in a message and is asking, what exactly will the APC government do differently? Probably in Abia State. Just within 30 seconds.
Okay. Well, my dear brother, the APC government is going to bring industry, and give us the rural roads for farmers. Will be assured that it will be tarred and our farmers will have access to their product to the cities and every other person. We will be exporting goods. The